living in absolutely as primitive as you can get uh, housing, like sod houses, with that technology around is astonishing to see.
Yes.
And yeah, it was. I forgot what the latest photo was, but I think it was the 1890s. So 90 years before I was born, they were living like that.
Ohio 335, Sklodoval.
Really amazing.
Yeah. Well, you got to see it.
Yeah, that was definitely worth a stop. I wish I had.
Exit toward Ohio 335, then keep right.
I wish that I had a little bit more time to do more stuff like that, but like I always say, with all this, documents and computer and all that stuff in the car, I just can't get out and walk around that much.
Yes.
Keep right.
I don't know how to describe it, but there's some animal I keep hearing here at night that is very distinctive, but I can't
In 1,000
imagine.
feet, sharp right onto the ramp to Ohio River Scenic Byway.
I can't imagine what animal it is. And there was some kind of horrible screeching animal in the morning in Indiana that I guess maybe was a fox.
Sharp right onto the ramp to Ohio River Scenic Byway, then you will arrive at your destination.
You can tell me about it.
Do what?
You can tell me about it, and I wondered if it was a bobcat.
Oh, I didn't think they vocalized, but I don't know.
Take the next left onto Bloom Street, then turn right
I'm
onto
getting
Farney
this
Avenue.
insane direction stuff again. Hold on.
Take the next left onto Marshall Street, then turn left onto Farney Avenue.
Okay, so yeah, it would not acknowledge where I wanted to go on these back roads, to the point of having me go on the main road around 200 miles to come back 200 miles to a place that's 10 miles away from here, connected by a road that I can see on the map. So, because I'm trying to make it route through smaller roads, and it just would not acknowledge that road is there. So, well, it's no big deal. I just had to input 9 different places on the route to force it to send me that way.
I understand what you're saying. I've had that kind of thing happen before, where you have to say, I'm going here to this place and this place, and they should
Yeah.
do what I
So it's a little less in the spirit of what I'm trying to do,
turn right onto Webster Street.
which is just wander. But here it's so urban, which is kind of a funny word to use for this, but it's just so much more developed that you can't do that. So maybe West Virginia will be the way to go. I'm trying to figure out, what is it trying to do to
At the
me
light,
here?
turn right onto Webster Street, then turn left onto the US 52 East ramp.
It's also frustrating because it hadn't happened yet today, but I know it will. Yesterday, it kept finding a better route to save 2 minutes and then deleting everything I had done for the route. Yeah. So I just gave up, and it turned out okay because I got to that nice park before dark. So by that point in the day, I wasn't really trying to see the most interesting road, but but anyway, that's the only thing I've got to complain about today.
Well, I Your dad said when I talked to him last night, he was going to come home today. But he, it's been, he's told me two or three different things that, and then not done that at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he's doing. I don't even know where he is. I'm not sure I believe he's supposed to bounce. Because he told me where he had campsites he would reserve. Then he told me something completely different about what he was doing. And so
Well, it's you know, that reminds me, the counseling. They never got back to me.
oh, really?
So yeah, I scheduled a induction appointment, and yeah, I thought of it because I thought, well, that's a really useful thing to write down for, what are we dealing with here? So
Well, I think he just lied so much
yeah,
that he can no longer tell the truth. And
I don't
instead
know.
of unconscious now, it's just become him. And I just can't.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Center Street.
Anymore. It's just amazing to me.
Well, I think this is part of the process. Is this, that is apparently pretty normal. So
Yeah, but he just.
yeah, that reminds me though. I need to see if there's a number to call
At the
for
light,
those people.
turn right onto Center Street.
Their induction system, that was at Beth's house, and I haven't heard anything.
Oh.
So that, like so much other stuff these days, it just takes absolutely forever, and there's all these blind alleys, like dead ends, administratively, that you make an appointment with them and you just don't hear anything.
Yeah. Well, to me, if they don't bother to call back, then that means we don't need them.
Well, then you would never get anything done. They just, like, nothing will respond. No job, no health care. It's I remember a long time ago, I guess like in the 90s, the strategy was to create these phone trees so that you could just dump off the customer, like they call you for support or whatever, and if the phone tree is annoying enough, then they just give up. And the companies consider that a win because then they don't have to pay anybody to be on the helpline. So this is like the most extreme conclusion of that there's no way to make an appointment because it's these dead end phone trees that you can't ever speak to a person or make an appointment. So yeah,
I don't understand why a support company like that would do that kind of thing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's how what was it, Blue something in Vancouver was that I went to for a while. That it, I don't know what their administrative model is, but if I needed to pay something or whatever went wrong, I don't remember what nonsense they had, but there was no way to contact anyone. So I would call, leave messages, emails. When I signed in for it, they had some kind of like a induction screening or whatever, but none of the paperwork would load. So I went to the meeting, the first one, and told her, I'm trying to do this, but your documents don't work. And then she said, well, I have nothing to do with that. That's some other company that we do that with. So I said, yeah, well, who do I talk to? How do I get this done so that my insurance can cover this? So, well, I don't know. That's not me. And admittedly, it isn't, but that seems to be the business model. Is there's no connection, there's no
Yeah,
anything works, just a
it's
total collapse.
all these companies um, hire out rather than having their own employees.
Yep.
Um, doing third party, claiming to cut costs by that. We went through that with the hospital. So many rooms, all the agency um, staff, and all that crap. And I think they're finding out that ownership makes a difference. And they just don't, companies just don't realize it.
Yeah, it's like people running all the local owned stuff
In
out
a
of
quarter
town,
mile,
and
turn left onto Gallia
Yes,
Pike.
they
exactly.
can go to Target and save a few dollars a month, but in the meantime, they've torpedoed everybody around them. So
Right.
I don't know. Vietnam, when I read the reviews for the
Take the
tower,
next left onto Gallia Pike.
hilariously called "Fuck That Tower." Um, yeah, it said that they're under construction 24/7.
Oh,
It sounded worse than the Jefferson. Like the building is shaking, loud construction noise 24/7. So,
wow.
well, that's what happens when you have a booming country. So hopefully, because they're working so hard on that place, they'll be done with it by the time I get there, and
In a
I
quarter
won't.
mile, turn left onto the US 52 East ramp to Ironton.
I won't have to do that.
It sounds like all around you might.
Well, well, the trouble is that's in the building. They're still building it while people are living there. So, yeah, once it's not in the building, it won't be worse
Turn
than
left onto the US
Taiwan.
52 East ramp, then merge onto US 52 East.
And it's
Sketchy to me.
what?
That sounds sketchy. Having people living in there while you're still constructing.
Well, it's a booming country. I mean, that's how it is. Yeah, it looks like if I wouldn't do it, wouldn't move in while they're still doing that. But if they're done, I'm gonna look for a way to do a short-term rental in the building
Continue
because
on US 52 East for 15 miles.
it's pretty close to the location for work.
Yeah.
So if I can rent in there short term for at least a few days, if not a week or two, that'll let me know if I want to do long term in there.
Yeah.
But I don't really see another option. They're
Really?
not for that kind of building because I'm not like when I stayed at Chateau Chabudo on the rooftop in Taiwan. I was trying to save as much money as possible, live in the harshest condition I could, just to save $100 a month. But I don't have to do that here, so I don't have to find the absolute cheapest place I can get to.
Yeah.
And at that pay rate, I need to work 10 hours a month to pay the entire apartment rent for a month.
Wow.
So, and that's that luxury place. A cheaper one, yeah, I could work a few hours a month and pay it, but I don't want to do that. I'd rather just say, all right, one Saturday a month counts as paying rent. And
Yeah. We go from there.
yeah,
Like,
but yeah, where in America could somebody work one day a month and pay rent? It's amazing.
well, back to the side houses.
Yeah,
Oh, did I tell you about? I'm putting stuff in the washing machine while we're talking. Did I tell you about washing the pillow and having it on the giant water balloon?
No.
It was, I was, it couldn't stop it. Decided to watch the film. I put it in there with just a couple of pieces of clothes, but it was not, I washed a couple of other pillows. They were fine. And it was, they were great. And this one, it blinded the three cycle and everything. And I was taken out. And it was this huge, just completely encompassed the inside of the washing machine.
What?
It had become this giant water balloon.
That's bizarre.
The stomach was completely broken.
Yeah.
I had
Wow.
the phone with it to get it out.
Sorry, man.
Different experience.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. It was pretty funny.
Kind of reminds me of that audiobook I was listening to that's it's not really about the future, but it was written in maybe the late 50s, early 60s, and it was talking about sort of next horizon technologies. It's all about everything's plastic, everything's synthetic. These amazing nylon stockings are everywhere. You can get as many nylon stockings as you want. And before that, I listened to a Isaac Asimov book that was written in the early 50s, and it describes in outer space, everything's plastic. The phone is plastic, the hat, all the leadership have these fancy plastic hats described in detail. What else? He did. It's the earliest prediction that I'm aware of a video call. Yeah, so he describes these like devices that you watch the other person like it's a TV and you talk to them. Except when you want to make a call to somebody, you have to call the trunk line and talk to the operator first, and then they'll patch you through to the person so that you can make your video call.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it's so funny what little things he got right, and then many things are just preposterously wrong.
Well, where did the Dick Tracy wrist video thing come from? How old is that? I haven't thought about that for a long
I
time.
read about it. Originally, it wasn't a video; it was a radio.
It was a what?
A radio.
Oh, a radio.
Yeah, that was in the 20s when there was it was impossible that you would have a radio smaller than a desk, and then he had it on his wrist, and then when TV got widespread, it became a TV watch. So I don't know what year that would have been, but probably about the same time.
Well, it's funny to think about. I've often thought about Jules Verne, people like that who loved these outrageous things a long time ago, but right now they're right.
Yeah. That's why it's so interesting to read the new stuff about sort of transhumanism and AI and all that. Like the Alistair Reynolds books that I like so much are now 25 years old. And he got some stuff right, like, but also hilariously, the timeline is just so wrong. Like in the first book published in 1999, he talks about smartphones, that there'll be these devices that are like a computer But they don't just do computer stuff, they connect everything. All knowledge is right there if you need to look it up, and you carry it around in your pocket. But he said that that'll be 300 years in the future, but it was like 8 years
Wow.
in the future.
How about that? That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Well, something's burning up here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, big black column of smoke. And that was interesting, leaving the wind farms, because it's nothing but wind farms from Oregon until you get to Kentucky.
Really?
Yeah, all power is generated by wind there, and you get here and it's back to coal country. This is not a controlled coal plant. Well, actually, this might be. Yeah, I see towers. This I thought it was like a house fire, but it's something at this facility, anyways. I can't tell if it's burning on the ground or just normal pollution out of the towers. So yeah, I think Seneca, by the route that I want to go, was 6.5 hours. So that ought to put me there by 4-ish. Should be doable. I'll need to get gas probably, but I had still showed a full tank even though it had about 70 or 80 miles in it already.
Well, I know how that is. It's got concept. Watch the mileage and the tank always sells literally to right like it's
They probably, I don't even know how, oh, that was some ground fire. No, that's not a big enough fire to do all that smoke. Yeah, it may be that it has like springs or something that wear out. I don't know. All right, I guess that's my update for today. But yeah, if you saw any other high-rise towers in Dion, I'll definitely consider them. But
There are police reported ahead.
well,
yeah,
I've got a lot of house stuff at the conference today, and so I've got to work on that. And
yeah,
but I'll sit down to look at the computer in a while. And I got a Friday appointment at 12:30, so I do my
yeah,
best to get my day warm up, punches and stuff before, and then think about there was something else I had to do. I think I got your name on stuff.
well, just if you had nothing else to do, kind of thing. Not really a thing that needs to be done.
Yeah, but I'm interested. I want to see where you're going. I want to see where you're going.
Well, the main draw is yeah being as high as I can get off the ground. So I'm trying to think what's the in the end I'll probably just do whatever's available, but 15 stories is probably the minimum to have a noise and pollution abatement. And then a pool and a gym are really the highlights of being able to live in a place like that, I think, is